So here I am, another 5 minutes with, and today I'm joined by fellow speaker Steve Judge, and we were having a little conversation earlier, previous to this, all about resilience and morning routines, or just routines in general. And I was fascinated by yours, Steve. I mean, I was exhausted, and it wasn't even what you got to 7 a.m. So, in terms of how we're changing, because we're in this situation that we are, what is it that you're doing to keep you going?
To keep me going. So yeah, when I talk about resilience and my coaching that I do for my clients in resilience, a lot of the tools I talk about, one of the main ones is having a routine, because a lot of us have hit some kind of a change recently with the coronavirus kicking off. There might be more working at home, might be with our partners, might be work situations, might be no work, I don't know, but some of us, we're all hitting change. So the thing that I suggest is get that routine and stick to that routine, because otherwise you can go off at a tangent and at a bad tangent and go off into the depths. And also it can lead to depression as well if you don't treat it carefully enough. So my routine, and when I talk about routine, throughout the day, of course, but I think one of the most important ones is your morning routine. So your morning routine is crucial. So I start with 5:30 in the morning, but before that, it's very important to make sure you go to bed on time. So sleeping smart is extremely important. Sleep is a tool that we all have the availability of, but a lot of us abuse. And so to make sure you don't watch too much telly before you go to bed, make sure you go to bed on time, 10 o'clock-ish, because that's when the melatonin kicks in that repairs your body. Make sure you set your alarm so you've got the circadian cycles, you've got an hour and a half of sleep cycles, so that when you wake up, you don't wake up in the middle of a sleep cycle. That is a nightmare. That's when you feel really groggy. So I make sure I go to bed on time, sleep on time, and I wake up at 5:30. And that's when my routine starts. So the first thing I do is I read a book. Not the whole thing, not that fast, but maybe a chapter or something. So, and if I'm getting into it, then that's great. But probably takes me to about 6:20. So maybe a chapter, maybe a little bit more. 6:20, I really need to stop, because I don't like being strict on time in the morning. But now I've got an addition on my routine at 7 o'clock, which I'll come to in a bit. So I have to stop at reading at 5:20. I then get down on the floor. I do some press-ups. I'm working towards 100 press-ups. That's my goal. I'm not there yet. I've only got to 75. I cannot get past that barrier. But anyway, 75 is good. Then I do 75 sit-ups. I know it's all right, but I need more. Then I do some chin-ups, which are really hard. Then I've got the adrenaline going. I've fully woken up. I then sit down in a yoga pose. And I do my visualization. And for me, this is essential, to visualize where I'm going. What am I doing all this for? And I might be visualizing about the day, the week, the month, the year, the 5 years. It doesn't really matter, but whatever pops into my head, that visualization that I want to achieve at the moment is not about me being a professional speaker on the big stage with a big audience and the big lights, because that's not there. So it's very much about the moment now, about me being at home, getting my business online, helping people. How can I help people more? Getting that out there, the workshops, the seminars about resilience coaching, all of that is my vision. Also including that is keeping the house tidy and structured. That's my vision as well. And that makes me smile. And when I open my eyes, I'm smiling. That's key, because it should be really positive. Why do a visualization that's negative? So then reach over to my book and I write down 5 things that will take me towards that vision. Just 5. Not the emails and the phone calls, unless they're really important, but 5 important things that will take me to that visualization that I've just done. And I need to do those today. I then go over to my vision board, which is over there. And on there, I've got my words of affirmation up there. So it's quite a long list, but I read those out loud and not just whiz through them. It's the same every day, but I say them with feeling and then connect them with my visualization that I've just done. So I actually believe it. I can hear myself, get my RAS going as well in my head, so I know what I'm looking out for. Then that takes me to about 6:45. I go downstairs. I've got a row machine, and I do a row machine session for 10 minutes. So I do it about 2,000 meters, maybe 2,200. Sometimes it's a good pace, but the point is I get my adrenaline going, my endorphins going again, because when I've done that and I've written everything down, I've got my clipboard here. I don't usually have it, but I've got it here. I tick everything off on the list, and then I've started doing a live video on Facebook, and then I copy and paste that onto LinkedIn. And this is a live video for quote of the day. And then I talk about what that quote means to me, how it might inspire and motivate other people. I ask people to comment in the chat. And that's pretty much it. I try to keep it as short as possible. Like with this chat we're having now, my video is about 5 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 6, sometimes 7, because I start babbling on a bit, and then I cut myself off because I understand. So yes, babbling on, but always finish as promptly as I can. So then it's over to everybody else. Then I go and get the kids up, and we have breakfast together. So that's my morning routine.
And I know when you said it to me earlier, I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted by that. But what I do love is you work from home, I work from home. And whilst we do go out and speak and deliver stuff based from home, I'm speaking to people who would normally have had an hour's commute to London. And I'm saying to them, what are you doing with that hour's time? And too many people I'm hearing are saying, oh, I'm just getting up later. And I'm like, no, you've got to use that time to be creative. And I don't mean it means you need to go for a run, because that's not everybody's thing. I don't mean it means you need to paint the bathroom, but to use that time. Don't just waste it by staying in bed later. But I love all of those things that you do. I mean, that is a lot, absolutely a huge amount, but even when you say, rowing for 10 minutes, brilliant. It's just a short space of time.
And if people want to find their own routine, find out what you want to do. What does your avatar do? What's the perfect you? If there can be a perfect, it doesn't have to be anything that I've done, but what do you want to do? And write it down and then stick to that routine. The routine is so important. It really sets me up for the day, and it will set you up for the day as well. And in these troubled times, these changing times, you need something that's static, some kind of structure, and a good morning routine will really help you. So I really big that up a lot.
Oh, that is amazing. I'm going to stop us here. I'll carry on chatting, but I will stop us here because I want to capture it as that. We might do some more together because we could just talk forever. Okay. Thank you for your time, Steve, and your words of wisdom.